Hi, America, I found my phone and welcome to another video. Happy holidays. This video will be going out on Christmas if you all celebrate. If you don't, happy holidays or enjoy the winter time that you're getting. Hopefully you're on break from work or school or whatever it may be. But today I thought, in celebration of the holiday season, I am going to be ranking every single album that I've reacted or listened to, talked about for more than like a couple minutes, not just one of those quick reviews, but something that I discussed and gave a whole video to on my channel since my channel was created. That is all the way from July 2020 to the end of 2021. This was a kind of an idea I wanted to do for having 1,000 subscribers, but I felt like it felt more satisfying and more full to do it at the end of the year, so we can maybe do this in future years as well. We do have over 90 albums to rank today, and I will get into the categories in just a moment. But thank you so much for all your support over this time, whether you just subscribed, haven't subscribed yet, or you've been here since the beginning. I really appreciate you all, and I hope you are having a great end of 2021 and wishing you the best for 2022. But let's just dive right into it. Okay, so spoiler alert, as we go into the categories, I named them after albums that distinctly go into this category and I thought were a fun title. So in our top tier, which someone on a ranking video was like, why is the red at the top and like the best thing and the green is at the lowest? I don't really understand how that works either, but we're gonna roll with it. But at the top we have greatest hits. That means for me that this is like some of the best work in their discography. Every song on that album, or pretty much every song on that album, is not a miss. It's a hit every single time. It's just incredible and I love it. Our second tier is Extraordinary Machine. That means it's a really great album. Most of it will be really good. It just means it's not necessarily a go-to album. Maybe I need to listen to it a little bit more to fully enjoy it all the time, or I just don't reach for it as often. But it is still an album that should be well respected, and I like a lot of the songs on it. Next we have Havoc and Bright Lights. So this, like the title suggests, has a mix of Havoc, or stuff that I'm not the craziest about, and stuff that I really do love. And those are the bright lights, the shining moments on that album. It has its moments, but as a whole body of work, it might not be the thing for me. Also, my thing will keep shifting down sometimes, which will be infuriating for me. I hope I can edit most of them out. Next is 111, which I think implies this sense of singles and that individual songs are good. And I would say for 111, categories within that are like 3 at most from the project are total bops and that I love so much and will listen to regularly. If it's more than that, then it will be in the Havoc and Bright Lights, where it overall is a great project, versus if I just feel like it only has moments, then it's more of a 111. Then we go into and, which just means I don't remember what this project sounds like, or I generally know, but I cannot name some of the songs on it or just tell you much about it and recognize that it comes from this project if I heard that song again. It's one of those projects where it's maybe I should listen to it more because I might enjoy it a lot more, but honestly, I might have forgotten this album was reacted to in the first place. And then Sprained Ankle means not necessarily a misstep or something that I disliked entirely, but really songs in it are not really my thing, or that top tier, we were stretching to fill that top tier, and it might just be an album that is just not one I really have the time or the interest in listening to that much. So now that we've gotten into the categories, let's dive in. We're going to go in the order of reactions. So that means we're going to start with our beloved Punisher. Punisher has a special place in my heart because it was the first album I reacted to on my channel, but that doesn't mean it is a greatest hits, because I don't listen to this album nearly as much as I would if that were the case. I think I'm going to put it in Havoc and Bright Lights, probably just because I like some of the songs on it, like a lot, and then some I just don't really care that much about, but like overall I think of it in a net positive way rather than something that detracts from the overall project. I also don't think I'm going to be ranking them within each category. I think that will just be too much for my mind to handle today. Next, we're going to Emotion. That's greatest hits. I know this is the second album so far, and it already has a greatest hits, but that's why I wanted to re-listen to this album, because I knew that the songs that I thought I didn't care for were songs I should really actually like, and it was true. I did really like them. Chromatica is also going to be a Havoc and Bright Lights for me. I feel like this is going to be a big category just because I like a lot of the songs on it. Well, I don't know. Is it Extraordinary Machine? I don't think it is for me. I think somehow, the recurring themes within it just make me not as excited about it. And there's some songs that just really are missteps and I don't need all the orchestral parts. So sorry, Little Monsters, if you're watching. But I think Havoc and Bright Lights is going to be the better spot for it. Folklore is greatest hits. It was my album of the year last year. It's going to stay for 2020. So we're going to keep her up there. Heartbreak Weather was really good. I remember, I really don't turn to it as much, so I can't ever put it in a greatest hits, for now, at least. I'm going to go with Extraordinary Machine because I think if I turned to it, I would have a really good time. Such Pretty Forks in the Road. I ranked this as my least favorite Alanis project back in my Alanis ranking. And I know that a lot of people were like, what the heck, Eric? How could dare you? But again, I feel like this album, I need time to grow into it. I'm not in my mid-40s. I'm in my early 20s. So I don't think Jagged Little Pill Alanis would really vibe with most of the songs on this project either. So what I'm going to do is put her in 111 because there are songs like Losing the Plot and Ablaze that I really love, but I think of them as isolated moments on the record and not an album I necessarily want to listen to all the time. Jaguar, I already know deserves better. Victoria Monet is such a talent. I know she is. I forget that this album exists and that I reacted to it, honestly. I go back and I'm like, oh, shoot, Jaguar, that was a thing. So I'm going to put her in and. It's not a diss to the album. It's an exposure of me being a fake fan, I guess, because I really do forget this. And that's another disclaimer. That doesn't mean the album is bad if anything's in a lower thing. It just means I don't turn to it. And again, this is all subjective. Feel free to put your rankings and your strong opinions or your weak opinions or any opinion you have down in the comments below. Anti? Okay. I think is that Extraordinary Machine or is it Havoc and Bright Lights? I don't listen to it much at all. I will say that. I should. There's songs that like Love on the Brain, for example. I love that song, but I don't listen to it much. Work is on there. Yeah, I'll put it because even though I don't listen to it much, it still, I know, is a very extraordinary machine. Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie, I really liked, and I love also how that video did. It did really well and got me a lot of my fans, so I have a nostalgia for it. Ooh, I want to put Extraordinary Machine. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, So Pure really does that on its own even, but there's a lot of good songs on there. She made a whole 17 song album just because she could. Good for her. Sawayama is going straight to greatest hits. I love every song on this album. It's perfect. I know by this point I should have also sent out my thoughts on Arena's virtual concert, and I haven't seen it yet at this point of filming, but I'm sure I'm going to love it. Smile is going straight to 111. I like certain songs on it. It doesn't seem cohesive as a project at all. Club Future Nostalgia. Yeah, and I don't remember this project whatsoever. I don't go return to it. It happened, and I think collectively, we all forgot it happened. I certainly don't remember much at all on it, but congrats for making it happen. It trying to move for every ad is annoying as heck. Lemonade, okay. I'm gonna go an Extraordinary Machine. It's Beyonce. It's a great album. I don't listen to it all the time, and that's the only reason why it's going in the second category. It's not because I dislike it. Please don't come after me. It's amazing. Yes. but I don't know why I don't turn to it as much. I don't think it was music that was necessarily made for me. And I can respect that and know that it's like still really good for me to listen to it, but it's not going to be, again, my favorite album that I've reacted to. Zeros is Ann. I remember like 2.5 songs from this album. Yeah, it's no offense to Declan. I love all his messages in his songs. I just don't know what it sounds like. Under Rug Swept. Ooh. Extraordinary Machine or Havoc and Bright Lights? Which one does it belong in? I'm gonna go with Havoc and Bright Lights. Yeah. I think Y would go into my Alanis ranking. I don't remember exactly what I ranked, and things might have changed since then. Some of them are quite up in the air sometimes. We're gonna go with that. Yeah. Circus from Britney. Love that she's free now. I haven't really had an opportunity to talk about that. I'm glad she's free now. This album, probably Havoc and Bright Lights. I know there are some songs I love on it. Are there any things I dislike in it? I really liked it. But I kind of forget it exists. Not forgetting that it exists as an album itself, but it existing on my channel. I do routinely forget that. You know, Kill the Lights is on it. So we're gonna go with Havoc and Bright Lights. That's a stupid reason, but we're gonna roll with it now. I don't think it belongs in the second tier. I might change my mind. Ava Max, yeah. Oh, or is that 111? There's some good songs on it, but I feel like I don't go back to the album as much, or if I listen to songs from it, I listen to individual songs. So for now, I'm gonna go with 111. Yeah, oh, that feels weird to put Circus and Ava. I feel like they belong in the same category. Maybe, I don't know. I don't fully get this album as a whole, and I think she experiences so many different things that don't always feel like it's a cohesive thing. It might just feel like it's a bunch of singles trying to line themselves up. So we'll go with Havoc and Bright Lights with that. Dirty Computer, I really don't listen to it that much, but I'm gonna go with Extraordinary Machine because I remember really vibing with it. And I think if I listened to it again, I would really vibe with it. And I think it's also very politically charged and sensually charged. And there's just so many issues that get brought up in a way that only Janelle Monáe can. And so I'm going to show my deep appreciation for her doing that by doing that. Yes, I agree with that. I do need to listen to it again though. Idler Wheel. Ooh. Yeah, this fits. This will go in Extraordinary Machine. Interesting to put it in a different albums thing, but they'll both end up there. Dead Ends from Alana Frost, a good friend of mine, goes immediately. Extraordinary Machine is the perfect category for her because I love this album. I don't reach for it all the time, but I do love a lot of songs and how they make me feel. Ooh, wait, or does this go in the greatest hits? No, I'm gonna go with Extraordinary Machine. I think it's amazing. I do love the album, but I don't turn to it as often as the greatest hits ones. And yeah, Alana, I'm sure with your next project, you'll get there. Or maybe in due time, this album could age like fine wine. The album from Blackpink, I'm gonna go straight to Extraordinary Machine on that one. It's a really great album. It's not something I turn to again as much. I think that's what's going to be the trend for a lot of these older albums because I've had new music that I vibe to or new to me music. And so I just don't have the time to go back always to these older projects. Turn Off the Light, I think is a 111 moment. I like some songs specifically on it and then I forget all the instrumentals exist and I always forget them. So I think they go there. I think Kim really, with this album, could go in and. But I do know some songs from it enough that I feel like it is a single moment. Feast on Scraps goes to Greatest Hits. I love this project so much. It's just so wonderful and it's so compact, but compact in a way that she doesn't waste any time. And every song slaps. Sasha Stone, Only Child, that goes in and I do not listen to any of these songs and forget that they exist. For my album, Burnt Orange Revisited, when I reacted to my own stuff right before I was sending it to get distributed, I'm gonna put an Extraordinary Machine because I'm a little humble, and I would say I go back to it as often as I would go back to Alana's and some other projects on here. And I like some songs on it, and I think I like every song that I put out, but it's still not something that, whoa, go to regular stuff. It's good. I really love this album. Please check it out. I would love for you to listen to the music that I've put out, and especially I'm proud of this album. And so, yeah. Positions is 111. I love Safety Net. I love Just Like Magic. And I love Motive. And I don't remember half the other songs. I listened to the deluxe tracks and forgot all of them immediately. And this just isn't my Ariana Grande record of choice. I like both Sweetener and Thank You Next better, and I'm not even that big of a Sweetener fan. I've gotten more excited about the Sweetener album, especially since I'm doing a thesis where I talk about different pop stars, and I'm using Sweetener and Thank You Next in that. And so I've developed an appreciation for Sweetener, but the time and my effort has not evolved to also do that to Positions. El Mal Querer. I love Rosalia. I think I'm gonna put her in Havoc and Bright Lights though, because I don't listen to all these songs because they are so different, but I do love the story she's telling. It just happens with how these categories are fit that I can't say that I would listen to every song on this album because I don't. I really don't. And so we're gonna put her here. Confetti is gonna go in 111. They feel like it's a bunch of singles, maybe it's because they released half the album ahead of time. But it is a good time. Ooh. It really does feel more like a collection of singles, but Havoc and Bright Lights, we'll put it in 111. Yeah, that sounds fine. So-Called Chaos goes in Havoc and Bright Lights. So-Called Chaos and Havoc and Bright Lights themselves both feel similar albums in terms of how much I like them. So I can see myself putting that there. Win the Pawn, those 3 intro songs alone get us there. I don't even remember the second half of the album because I'm just so mesmerized by the first half. But I think Fiona Apple deserves a spot at the top. And she's gonna get more than one. B from BTS. This is a good project. I like it. There's some songs that I don't do much with at all. I would say 111. It's a collection of singles. It's 8 songs. It was done for the pandemic reasons and because Dynamite did so well. So yeah, that's not a diss to this album or the ARMY, but this album wasn't made to be the best in their catalog. Good News from Megan Thee Stallion. I would put this one, I like a few of the songs on it, like that I listen to regularly. Would I say it's a Havoc and Bright Lights situation where I generally like it, or 111? I feel like that fits. I think I had a similar feeling between B and Good News. They were reacted to pretty close together. Plastic Hearts from Miley Cyrus does go into greatest hits. It's one of her best albums ever, and I really loved it. And I realized when I did my Grammy nominations video for this year, I forgot that that was still eligible. And so I'm pissed that she's not on the rock album list. She deserves it, and she should win it. Evermore, let's give Folklore's sister album its credit. They should both be there. Fetch the Bolt Cutters. Wow, I really had a field day. 3 in a row. I guess when I reacted to Fetch the Bolt Cutters, it wasn't my deepest favorite album, but it now is one of those. And then Flavors of Entanglement goes up here. Sorry for spoilers for my Atlantis thing, and for my Fiona Apple ranking for that matter. They both deserve to be up here. Jessie, I don't remember most of this album. I remember a few of them, so it's gonna go in 111. What's Your Pleasure? That's an Extraordinary Machine. That gets you to groove, and I don't think I vibed with it when I first heard it, but I vibe with it now. Arca is the definition of Havoc. So, perfect. Havoc and Bright Lights, finally, our first one that actually we get the title of, so there. Black Pumas, I'm sorry, I don't remember you much at all. Love Yourself Tear. I need to listen to this one more, but it was a good album. Did I like all of it? I think I liked most of it. Yeah, I'll put in Extraordinary Machine, but I do need to listen to it more for it to fully fit that. Now Extraordinary Machine gets its time to shine within its category and is the first category to fully expand into two rows, that is, not two separate categories. Be the Cowboy is again an Extraordinary Machine. I really did whole strings of these types of things. Maybe it's just how the mood I was in or how I continued listening after that, but I don't think so. I think it's random strings. Be the Cowboy is great. It's not my favorite Mitski project, and I would say that there's a lot of singles from it that I like more than the whole album. Oh, actually, Be the Cowboy might actually be Havoc and Bright Lights now that I think about it. The songs I love from it, I do love, and it makes me love the album as a whole. But I think, yeah, it's going to be a Havoc and Bright Lights probably. I was going to do a Mitski ranking, but now I know that Laurel Hell comes out in February, so I'm not really trying to stress about that, but maybe this will help give some foreshadowing of that. A Crow Looked at Me. I can't listen to this. It's too sad. This is not, again, a bad album at all, and I feel bad that it's the first one I'm putting down low, but it's so sad. It's sad. Sophie's Oil of Every Pearl's Uninsides goes in 111. I remember Is It Cold in the Water and Immaterial and It's Okay to Cry. I remember the Pony Boy and Face Shopping vibes, but I don't think about them as a whole. It does feel a little chaotic in my head. Flowers and Graces is a great album. It's going an Extraordinary Machine. It's definitely more background sound for me, but it's perfect at doing that. Simple Dreams, that was the name of this record. Oh, that's not a good sign. Me not remembering. Yeah, we'll put it in 111. I remember It's So Easy, and I like that song a lot. Some other songs I like alright, but they're fine. Better Oblivion Community Center. I don't remember a thing about this album. I think it was okay. I do remember a couple of songs vaguely from Little Oblivions, but I'm really gonna put it in Ann. Puberty 2, great. I love this album. Okay, I don't listen to all of it. I'm gonna put Extraordinary Machine because its singles really do a bunch. Yeah, they do. I need to listen to it more in full. Immunity from Claro. Yeah, I remember actually not that much in the album, so we'll put it there. I also realized my low category isn't going to be that high, and I think the reason for that is just because you guys give good recommendations, and then the ones that I do out of my own interest, I do know generally what I might like. Sophie's Product is really great, actually, minus LOVE. Yeah, and then some of the instrumentals, they're fine, so I'll go Extraordinary Machine. It fits. Jagged Little Pill is great. Oh my god. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, we'll go. It's a greatest hits. It is in her greatest hits. Everyone listens to Jagged Little Pill over most of the stuff on her other albums. So I'll give it where it's due. Title, yeah, 111. I remember it by its own singles, and I don't listen to it all the way through. It's 50 minutes, and it's too long. And what I mean by too long, because there's albums that are longer altogether, but for how many songs it is, those songs are too slow. They take too long individually. Bury Me at Makeout Creek. I would like Townie from it. I like Drunk Walk Home. I Don't Smoke from it. I think it's Havoc and Bright Lights. There's a lot of Havoc and craziness in that one, isn't there? Fearless, Taylor's version. I only reacted to the vault tracks, but I do love Fearless. It's an Extraordinary Machine. Yeah. The vault tracks all together, some of them were great, and then some of them were fine. Arca Self-Titled. Okay, I don't listen to this. I don't like the cover. It irks me. I don't like the singing on much of it. Yeah, it just really isn't my vibe. I'm sorry. Homogenic, Greatest Hits. Oh my god. When I heard this album, I was shocked because I listened to Post multiple times at some point, and maybe I hadn't given Bjork a fair chance, but then I listened to this album and I loved, I think, every song on it, if I remember right. I haven't listened to it as many times as I should, but I do love this album. Stranger in the Alps. This album's really sad. I like motion sickness from it. So it does have like that redeeming character kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna put it, I do remember what it sounds like. So I guess I'll put in Sprained Ankle. I'm sorry. Nighttime My Time from Sky Ferreira. That's an extraordinary machine. When the second album comes, we'll be so excited if it ever does. Oh, actually, there are some songs on there that I like a lot. Maybe a Greatest Hits? It's their only album, so it's not hard to get to Greatest Hits for it. Yeah, I'll be bold and put Sky Ferreira up there. Right after that, Sprained Ankle fits its titled category. It just is too religious for me, personally, to enjoy. Retired from Sad, New Career in Business. If I remember those songs, it has like Class of 2013, Because Dreaming Costs Money, My Dear. Those stuff, I like that. I'll put in Extraordinary Machine. That's a good vibe. Strawberry Blonde is by far my favorite on there, I think. Vespertine gets a Havoc and Bright Lights for me. I think the end is just a lot for me to deal with. But I do like the album. It's not a homogenic, and it will never be. Sour, Extraordinary Machine. She's done great this year, and even though there's some wildness from it all, I feel confident in that. Yes, I feel great on that. Scaled and Icy is an album where certain singles are good. As a whole album, I hate it. I'm sorry, hate sounds so strong for it, but it's disappointing after Trench. These categories are getting bigger, so it's harder for me to move everything, but Greatest Hits will go into its titled category. How exciting. Lush is an album I like. I only listened to a couple songs on it. Brand New City, Abby, yeah, Pearl Diver. I like it, but I listened to it in its individual doses. I don't think since when I reacted to it, I don't think I've actually listened to that album in full since then. Volnakura, I'm so sorry. This is gonna go in and. I don't listen to it so much because each song is so long, and so I feel like it has to go in background. And honestly, I haven't had a lot of time since the summer of having an album to do stuff in the background with. I just really haven't gotten to utilize that in a way, but I'll remember it as an album to do that with in the future. Mutant is the same. Oh, no, Mutant, I do have songs I distinctly remember from it. Even though it's very instrumental, I'm going to put that in 111. Demi Lovato's Dancing with the Devil. This was when I gave like 45 minutes of my thoughts on it. Wow. Go me. Yeah, I think this album, it's Havoc and Bright Lights, I think. I like some songs on here a lot. And then there's some songs that I don't care for. And then there's songs that are in the middle. It's very much all over the place. Very honestly, Demi. I hope they are doing so well right now. Some memes and other things I've seen may suggest otherwise, but I'm wishing them nothing but the best. Rosalia Los Angeles. Yeah, compared to El Malquer, this album for me, okay, I like De Plata a lot, so it gets a 111. It gets it for that. And Te Venero. Yeah. Historian, I like this album a lot. I remembered really liking it when I first heard it, but I honestly don't go back to much of it. I like Yours and Mine, Time Fighter. So again, it is based on certain singles. I also really wanted to react to a home video, but I didn't get many requests for it, so I didn't know if y'all wanted that. So if y'all still want that, like, let me know. 111 goes into 111 because it's based on a bunch of singles. They don't go together. There's just all like a party playlist. And while that's a cool concept, it doesn't create a cohesive album. And I didn't learn a lot about Pablo in that process. I just heard that she's like the baddest that there is, if that makes sense. Whereas Batidal Tropical and Now Par Now, well, you'll see. Sophie's Oil of Airy Pearl Unside's Nonstop Dance remix is going to go into and. I don't go through it. It's an hour and a half, and we're still in a pandemic, so I haven't had time to go into an hour and a half of dancing. Nonagon Infinity opens the door. 111 because I remember certain songs like Wah Wah and Robot Stop. And that's pretty much it. Snail Mail's Lush. I'm so sorry, Snail Mail. I know you have a new album come out, but with how much I didn't feel that impressed with Lush, I feel like I didn't want to give a bad reaction to it. I'm sure it's great. I listened to Valentine and I thought it was good, but the songs that people were saying are the best on Lush was like we're thinking differently. Bati Dao Tropical. Is she an extraordinary machine or is she a greatest hits? I have to be able to move stuff upwards, so that's why I put her in extraordinary machine for now. I really like it. I feel like she really did something with this project. I don't really care for Amasa for sure, but I'll listen to it if I get to the rest of the album. Actually, I'm going to go with Extraordinary Machine. There's some songs that I don't care for too much, but there's some songs that really went off. Solar Power is also an album I would recommend as a 1-1-1, where you listen to a couple of them and you don't listen to this whole thing. I prefer Mood Ring, Solar Power title track, just as a cute, fun bop. The Path is good, Fallen Fruit, I like the message of it, but I was disappointed with this, and I'm still disappointed with it. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna probably get over that. It's okay. Lord, I'll be excited about your next project, and I'm excited to see you in concert in April. Whoa. But I hope you are playing some songs from previous eras because I still need those. 1-1-1 Deluxe. I kind of didn't remember this existing. Yeah, oh, is it an and? Yeah, it is. I don't even remember most of the collaborations I liked or were not even caring for. It really is something I need to hear again and then be like, oh, did I like this? Honestly, I feel like I didn't, but I can't even verify that right now. If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power goes straight to greatest hits. Sorry at the pit stop at Extraordinary Machine, but you are incredible. I love this album. Definitely one of the albums I'm considering for the album of the year spot. Donna Chromatica was an extraordinary machine. I love her collaborating with all these different artists that were experimental or just outside of mainstream, especially a lot of queer artists. We got Pablo Vittar. We got Dorian Electra, which got me excited about listening to Dorian's music. And then we also got other artists in the hyperpop community, like a Charlie XCX. We also got Arca, who was also in the community, but I couldn't remember all the collaborators. There were so many, and it was just so exciting to really see them all. And there were so many good bops that I returned to a lot this fall. And is, I believe, the last to get to go into its titular category. Yeah, I don't remember it in the grand scheme of all of Arca's instrumental projects. I'm so sorry. Montero, Havoc and Bright Lights. Yeah, it goes all over the place, and I like a lot of the stops it goes to, but it's not my album of the year. But the songs I love are actually the songs that a lot of people online are saying, nah. Like, I really like Lost in the Citadel, and I really like That's What I Want, and people are like, Lost in the Citadel? How dare you? I vibe with it. Utopia. Yeah, this goes in and probably. It's too long for me. That's the main reason. All the songs are very long and drawn out, and there's a lot of gibberish or ad-libbed stuff. And while I appreciate her creating this Utopia, the music videos were so beautiful, it just isn't an album I return to much, and I don't remember what half of it sounds like. I say that, but I remember most of it is flute and bird sounds, but if you played like a 10-second clip from a song on there, and it didn't contain the title in it, I can't guarantee I would know it. The Glow Part 2 from the microphones. Okay, this is better than Where a Crow Looked at Me for that vibes, because it's a little less sad, but it is dramatic as heck. Oh my god, it is. Yes. I like certain parts of it, but I don't think I remember most of it. I can't think of like a whole couplet or a whole verse from any of it. So I think it goes in and. But I would be interested in hearing it again. Flamboyant is an extraordinary machine, that's for sure. I really ended up loving this project. I love most songs on it, and some of the songs I thought I would hate, I love, and then some songs that I thought I would like emasculate me, dislike. So I think for the most part I really like it, and yeah, it could maybe move into Grace's. I think again, it's pushing some of its singles a little farther rather than thinking of it within a whole body of work. I really want to listen to the deluxe tracks and watch music videos. If you want me to do that with y'all, let me know. Otherwise, I might do it on my own time, like once the year has started. So I'm giving you a little bit of space. Now Par Now is great. Honestly, yeah, I think I like every song on this project. Do I dislike any song on this album? No, I don't think so. I think there are songs that are like, okay. But yeah, Now Par Now, I think altogether, do I like it better than Untitled Chapter? They're very close. Do I need to move one up or move one down? I'm going to go with Now Par Now getting greatest hits for now, but that might be a little bit of a reach, whereas Batidao Tropical and Extraordinary Machine might be selling itself a little short. They're both in the middle. My Agenda. Yeah, I like the song My Agenda, Might Offend Ya. That's the one that's been so stuck in my head. I like the Ram. Yeah, is it a 111 or is it a... Yeah, most of it I don't want to listen to. Like, I actively don't want to. So we're going to go with Sprained Ankle for that. But there are some songs on it that I do vibe with. Yeah, it's like A Stranger in the Alps. I like Motion Sickness. I like a couple songs on there. But within the whole context of the album, I'm not really vibing. Zen is we get another instrumental Arca project that, again, will get forgotten, unfortunately, because of the sheer amount of Arca I've listened to. And also, I think my brain's just not wired to remember instrumentals that much. Yeah, that even reminds me of that Pretending exists on Oil of Every Pearl's Unsides, which is my favorite song from the project, but I forgot of it because it was an instrumental. Red Taylor's version. Red has been my favorite album. I don't know if it still is my favorite album, but for now, it has to at least stay in greatest hits. 30, I like 30. I think she really did something with that one, actually. I'm going to go into Extraordinary Machine. I haven't listened to it a ton since it came out, just because I've been listening to a lot of Red Taylor's version and also preparing to do every video in December. But I do vibe with it as a whole, collectively. I really appreciate what she did, and it did feel pretty cohesive, even with some interesting numbers thrown in there. Kick 2, with that ending part, I think is a Havoc and Bright Lights. Maybe, actually, Kick 2. Was there something I dislike? The thing is, all the kicks are now blending together because I reacted to them within the same month. That's why I don't like listening to so many albums of the same artist in a short period of time, because I will forget which is on which. Yeah, I'm going to go with, actually, Kick 2 is Extraordinary. No, I think there was some stuff I didn't like towards the end, if I remember right. Is that what I did? I don't even remember at this point. Things went by so fast. We're going to go into Havoc and Bright Lights for now, but that could go into Extraordinary Machine. Havoc and Bright Lights is like the lowest it could possibly be. Actually, I would say so. I think the second half is a little weaker, I believe. Kick 3, I love it for how much it lets me focus. I think My 2 is the one song I don't like from it, but other than that, like, I can live with that. So we're gonna give it a greatest hits marking. Then Kick 4, it's at the point, it's so recent in my head. Like, I think as I'm filming this, I don't even think you guys have even seen my reaction to Kick 4 yet. So I didn't care for it too much. Is it bad? I'm going to put it there. As a whole album, it just isn't the one for me. I'm going to listen to like 5 other Arca albums before I listen to this one. And then last but certainly not least is Kick 5. I just uploaded the video and now it's ready to go. And I'm honestly going to say it's I don't remember most of it. It's so instrumental, and that's a problem with Arca's instrumentals, is that it just, in this whole thing, it's going to be unfairly picked here because of how many instrumentals it is, and I just can't hold on to the lyrics that is put into it. And so I like the album. I think it needs more time, and I think whatever recent album I was going to do, unless I like absolutely adored it or hated it, it was probably going to go in this category anyway. So that is all of the albums that I've reacted to or listened to, talked extensively about during the past year and a half. I'm so happy that you stuck around to the end of this video. At the top, we have how many? We have 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 17 albums that made it up there. I'm actually very happy with it. It seems like it is the third most populated category, which I love that we have so many albums that get put up there. And looking at it, I see I have 3 Alanis albums, 2 Fiona Apple albums, 3 Taylor Swift albums, and then a host of some other albums, which lovely. I'm glad it's not just like 1 or 2 artists dominating up there. X-Ray Machine is the most populated category. So yeah, I in general have really liked the albums that I've been requested to react to or that I chose of my own volition to react to. And I think there's a lot of re-listens in this category also. And so that helps because I did know at least briefly what I think would happen. Havoc and Bright Lights, yeah, that all makes sense. Some albums from there should probably go up from there, and then there might be some that go down. It's a middle category, so it's a transition phase. 111, yeah, this all feels about right. And yeah, that also seems about right. And then Sprained Ankle, yeah. Those would be, yeah, some of the weakest albums, or not necessarily even weak, but the ones that didn't leave an impression I really particularly cared about, or actively was like, please, I don't want to listen to it again. So yeah, I think all of these are pretty fair. I think, honestly, in terms of scale, I think and 111 could theoretically switch in terms of just where they are. Like if I went like that, I think that actually might be a little more accurate. But no, Mutant's a little better. That's why I did it, because I remembered it and I liked it. But I think in general, this could also be a pretty accurate look. But I like 111 more. That's the thing. So yeah, these categories are pretty even. 111 and. It's just whether I like a certain song from it or I don't remember much at all from it. So I'm going to give you one quick more glance. Yeah, what did you think of my rankings? I'm sure you have a lot of opinions, especially if you stayed around this long. So please let me know down in the comments below what you think. What are some of your favorite albums that I've reacted or talked about on my channel? Or which ones are the ones that you thought were duds? Yeah, please let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, check if you're active to listen to next, subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer, catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles, from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Just smile big, open